distinguished guests, excellencies, faith leaders, colleagues, and friends, good afternoon and welcome. On behalf of our partners and organizers, it is my honor to welcome you to the World Interfaith Harmony Week 2026 celebration. My name is Charlene May Bornea, the president of JCI North Jersey, certified public accountant, and social impact leader. I serve as the United Nations representative and Youth Global Women Peace Ambassador, advancing youth participation, women's leadership, inclusive development, and peace building across borders. It is deeply meaningful to serve as your moderator today. World Interfaith Harmony Week reminds us that harmony among religions and cultures is essential to global peace. Let us begin with a brief moment of reflection. Thank you. To formally open our gathering and ground us in shared intention, it is my distinct honor to invite Guru Dilip Kumar Kankapan, founder and global chairman of the World Yoga Community and dedicated interfaith leader engaged at the United Nations. Guruji, we welcome your opening reflections.
Om Loga Samhasta Sugino Bhavantu Loga Samhasta Sugino Bhavantu Loga Samhasta Sugino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste everyone. Welcome to our annual Interfaith Gathering, especially 41st Annual World Interfaith Festival and the 16th World Interfaith Harmony celebrations. Today is the 17th day we are putting event. Some are online, some are offline. I want to thank Charlene coming all the way from California to moderate this event. I appreciate your dedication. And Julie is doing hard work to coordinate this event. And all the speakers, welcome. We will celebrate this our day. The last event will be on 28th. We are trying to put the event closing ceremony in Queens, trying to get all the elected officials. We want to make sure all the NGOs, elected officials, religious leaders, community leaders coming together to mobilize this Interfaith Harmony Week. I remember when I came to UN in 99, nobody talked about spirituality or religion. They don't want to hear about it. But somehow King Abdullah supported us because we did the biggest religious event at the Millennium Summit. We had approximately 3,000 people gathering at the General Assembly. That organized by Secretary General Kofi Annan and Bahai and all the religious leaders. And our Prime Minister Modi was a representative of Hinduism from India to the UN. Look at he is doing now, going around the globe, interacting with all the religious people, non-religious people, working for the goodness. So why we are gathering here? I born in the interfaith family. My father is from the Christian family, Orthodox Christians, in AD 52. That means we are in AD 2026. When Saint Thomas the Apostle came to India, that was in my hometown, and converted 12 Brahmin families, Nambudris. One is my father's family. So we have long history of Christianity in India beyond America, I'll say South America or Europe. Very old tradition. We follow the tradition of Syrian Orthodox. But my mom is from Hindu, Buddhist and indigenous family. So we have bishops in our family, we have monks in our family. So now we have our relatives married to different people. living in more than 40 countries. So we are universal. By birth, we all are universal, divine, chosen being on this earth. It doesn't matter which language you speak, which food you eat, what you wear. It doesn't matter. We all are divine being under one God. So we want to literate people. Purpose of our life. That's why bringing all the religious groups and non-profit organizations coming together to gather sitting in a circle. I always love circling, so we can see each other, listen to each other, share. Definitely we'll have a Q&A in the last part. So welcome everybody, enjoy the day.
Thank you, Guruji. As we continue, we now anchor our gathering within the global framework that makes today possible. World Interfaith Harmony Week was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly to promote harmony among religions and cultures worldwide. We will now view a short United Nations video recognizing this global observance.
This day has inspired interfaith prayers, peace walks, community dialogues, charity projects, and youth programs across the world. From schools to places of worship, and from villages to major cities, people have learned that harmony is not about changing beliefs, but about respecting humanity. If you believe interfaith harmony can heal divisions, build peace, and unite humanity, share this video. Let this message reach classrooms, homes, places of worship, and communities around the world, because peace grows when we pass it on. Why this day matters for individuals. Interfaith harmony teaches us empathy. It helps us listen, understand, and live without fear of those who are different from us. For society, when communities respect different beliefs, violence reduces, trust grows, and cooperation increases. Peaceful societies are built on understanding. For nations, nations that embrace harmony are stronger, more stable, and more united. Peaceful coexistence supports development, security, and national growth. Just a quick break. Please, if you are gaining something from this video and you find it informative and inspiring, kindly support us by subscribing to our channel and tap the notification bell for more global events contents. Subscription is absolutely free. After watching, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you and welcome back. Now stories of impact. Testimony by Daniel or Daniel who are in a
Thank you. We now move into the heart of our program, Voices of Faith and Transformation. To honor the venue's time constraints and ensure that every voice is heard, each speaker will have 4 minutes. I will provide a signal at 3 minutes and a final indication at 4. As we listen, I invite us to listen, not to respond, but to understand. Reverend Dr. Frank Kaufman serves as trustee and NGO representative of the World Yoga Community to the United Nations, and the adjunct assistant of professor of Interfaith Ministry at the HJ International Graduate School. Reverend Dr. Kaufman, welcome your reflections.
Thank you very much. So with such a short time, I'll dive in. The topic of this session I understood to be creating sacred space with an emphasis on compassion, wisdom, and inner transformation. All of these represent sacred, eternal and sacred spiritual virtues: compassion, wisdom, inner transformation. Two of them are susceptible to being co-opted by the rise of secular dominance in contemporary society. Compassion can easily be misgrasped or misappropriated as sentiment or emotion. I feel like I love you, I'm compassionate. It's much harder than that. Inner transformation also is easily co-opted by secular society. There's the whole self-help universe, the psychology, the posters, what are they, motivational posters, inner transformation. Although these are eternal and sacred, secular society co-opts them easily. Of the three, wisdom is the one that has the most guardrails against popular contemporary society. The reason why is that wisdom requires acknowledgement of vertical traditions from the past. The other thing about wisdom is it dares to have a little bit of judgment in it, the great boogeyman of contemporary society, because if there's something that's wise, there's something that's unwise, or there's something that's true, there's something that's untrue. So of all the three elements that are identified in this effort to call religions to regain their strength, and from that strength become genuinely engaged in one another, wisdom is the best of the three, although all three are crucial and necessary. Not that it's better than the three, but that it at least allows the possibility of tradition, of acknowledgement of that which comes before us, of acknowledgement of things that are true and false, of not just this soft embrace of everything in which unpleasant things can creep in and non-spiritual things can creep in. So I had a little more development of these thoughts, but I'm so nervous about the 4-minute time period. So I think you got my point in raw form, underdeveloped, but with these I will conclude my remarks. And I would like to offer a prayer, if I may, if there's a little bit of time left. Before my prayer, I would like to thank the Bahai community. I'd like to praise the Bahai community. I love your presence in the world. I'm very sorry for the persecution, both at the state level and the difficulties experienced by the community. The world desperately needs the wisdom and genius of the Bahai community, and I really pray that all opposition is lifted and removed. We'd all benefit from the beauty of this community. Was that a minute? Okay, good. So I'll pray for 3 minutes. No, I'll just pray for even less than a minute. Thank you very much for your attention. Our loving God, thank you so much for gathering this group here. These are your heroes. These are the courageous ones. These are the ones with the insight of what the world needs. Also, these people here have embedded themselves in UN affairs that desperately need spiritual guidance. Please bless this gathering. Please allow the fruits of meetings like this to help our leaders at the UN move more effectively and more completely towards a peaceful world where none suffer. I ask this prayer and report with all of us. Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Reverend A.L.S. Bushan Esquire, faith leader and legal professional committed to ethical leadership and interfaith understanding. Reverend Bushan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Greetings to one and all. We are all divine beings. We are all spark of divinity. We are sent by one Creator to share God's love and then also enjoy God's love. We are here. So I want to get right to the heart of it, practical application, because interfaith begins with inner faith. Only when we are at peace, we can radiate that peace, joy, and love to all of creation. So do me a favor, look to your neighbor, look them in the eye, and give a gentle smile. And repeat after me.
Smile.
Smile, okay? God loves you. Repeat after me. So do I. So it's because peace begins with me. If I'm not happy, I cannot share what I don't have. So all these negative pictures, all these fancy words are there. Peace, love, compassion, everything. We have to be nice to people. So always, my motto is wipe a tear, add a smile. So smile is a big part of my spiritual upbringing. So I'm very grateful to be working with Guruji, with Word Yoga community for the past 50 years or so. It's just a joy to be. We have to look beyond the difference of people. We have to seek commonality. At the core, we are all one. We smile the same way. We express our sorrow the same way. All these emotional ups and downs are there. But we have to connect to our source. We have to download our spiritual knowledge to whoever you believe, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, all names, all forms of it. So I conclude by praying to that universal creator. May all our problems disappear. May all our dreams come true. May all live in peace, love, and harmony. May we radiate the smile which comes within and share the joy with all of creation. Om Shanti.
Next would be Josefina Joy Theriot, nonprofit executive, faith leader, and president of the Family Outreach Program or Foundation, and executive director of UPF New York. Joy, we look forward to your remarks.
Thank you. Distinguished faith leaders, our friends, good afternoon. And thank you it's my honor to be here to participate in this remarkable unity, interfaith, harmony, and celebration where faith comes together. And I would like to give respect to the King Abdullah II of Jordan when he proposed to the United Nations Assembly to create an interfaith harmony. So the UN adopted it in October 23, 2010. This is the beginning of the celebration. Different faith comes together. No matter what, we find our common ground. Our common ground is love. You know, people say that if people love, unity happens. Everything happens when there's love. Hatred knows. So I was raised in a Catholic background where we created a sacred space even in our family. By the way, I love the theme, creating sacred space. We have even our own altar. As far as I know, when I was 6 years old, I already learned how to pray the rosary, pray the novenas, and we created that sacred space in my home where we go there and meditate, pray, and experience God in a personal life. But I believe that to create a sacred space is also inside us. I call it portable sacred space. The unity between mind and body. You know, there's a powerful person I like. He said, your mind is very powerful. And even through your mind, when you think positive things, thoughts you have impact your own immune system. Do you know that 51%, if you're positive and you don't entertain negativity, you just look up positivity, the potential in every person, the quality of heart of every person, the efforts they give, centering on God, of course, then 51% actually increases immune system. So I believe that when I learned from the unification thought, it says that the deepest chamber of the mind is the heart. So the heart is really, we can create a sacred space within, where we have tolerance. So people who we love, have love in their hearts, they accept people. There's always looking at the person's potential, looking at the person's viewpoint on God's point of view, like looking at you as your children of God. So this week, we celebrated actually in the first week of February. It is a symbol that the United Nations has been opening to welcome the different faith leaders. And actually the core of every progress and every innovation and partnership is harmony. You know, as our Secretary General said, he said, narrow the gap, bridge the divide, work together in a common ground. Unity is our path. So our future depends on unity. So this is like our journey together. It's been how many years? 16 years, 2010, now is 16 years that it has been proclaimed. I've been attending this event, and I really admire Guruji, his unshakable determination and optimism. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I need the link for the live stream.
Yes, hello. I now call on Steve Chu, representative of the Buddhist True Chi Foundation to the United Nations, connecting grassroots compassion with global humanitarian action. Steve, please share your reflections.
Thanks so much, Charlene. Hi, everyone. Apologies for joining you all online. I wish I could be there in the room celebrating Interfaith Harmony with you all, but just sending you all the love for such a beautiful conversation. I think in terms of reflecting on practical ways that individuals can really create sacred space within our own communities in these times of divisions and uncertainties, I'll draw upon two concepts from Buddhist dialogues that we have in interfaith context to maybe share into the space. The first being impermanence. I think there's a lot of bad things happening, whether it's this decay of our multilateral systems, we're seeing an increase of mistrust among communities, there's divisions and just a lot of conflict in the world right now. The absence of peace is very much felt in communities around the world. However, within Buddhist ideology, we understand that impermanence is the root of our nature, right? Everything is constantly changing. So as things change towards the bad, they will in turn change towards the good. And while things are bad, it's our responsibility to build the resilience within ourselves. Love the remarks on inner transformation, but then also the resilience within our communities that we are part of, that we serve, to weather this storm, right? Secularism teaches us that individualism will get us success and find the way forward. But I think within our faith traditions, we really understand deeply across faith traditions that it's through communities that we build resilience. And so in that context, maybe the practical things I would like to lift up, the first being I encourage everyone to continue to cultivate spaces of dialogue and mutual understanding like this one across cultures and across faiths. We need to continue to build out networks of mutual aid that aren't just institutionalized through organizations, but really funded and financed through the interpersonal relationships that are needed to really weather this storm. We see also within Suji that it's through the power of volunteerism, putting these values of compassion, care, and love into action to see them not just as ideological like things to embody within our own being, but as vehicles of inspiration to inspire others to connect and serve. It's through that spirit of volunteerism that we can really strengthen our resilience. And then finally, as we work interfaith and across cultures, it's about finding these common values. So speaking to common values, the second thing I'll quickly note within our Buddhist tradition for Interfaith Harmony Week would be our intrinsic Buddha nature, right? So Buddha as our teacher is a teacher of compassion, wisdom, goodness, love, and we believe as Buddhists that everyone has this intrinsic nature of compassion, love, and goodness, right? But sometimes because of the way that we've been brought up, our upbringing, our environment, there are clouds that obscure this nature from being properly expressed, right? But if we truly believe in this intrinsic goodness in nature, then we can design enabling environments to bring that out of people and let them express that love so that we can really not only create this sacred space within ourselves and our communities, but in the whole world together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Steve. I now call on Reverend Barry Geller, Northeast Regional Director of UPF Asia and National Coordinator of the Ambassador for Peace Initiative, USA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reverend Geller, you may begin.
Thank you very much. Greetings to everyone. Namaste. I'm really happy to be here, and I thank Guruji for the invitation. So our topic, awakening the heart, focusing on compassion, wisdom, and inner transformation. For the individual, and as regards inner transformation, the big question is how? Inner transformation is something every religion is concerned with. Perfection of the heart, true love, knowing God, or oneness with the Almighty. From a Christian perspective, Jesus' life is essential. Jesus said that he and the Father are one. His heart was one with God's heart. Can we do this too? If not, what is the purpose of Jesus' coming? A key element in this perfection is developing a longing heart. When you truly love someone, they are present with you in your mind and heart. You want their image indelibly pasted in your brain. You miss that person and desire their presence in your life. To do this, we must love the person with all our heart. That happens in love. So let us love God, learn everything about God, and be conscious of God every day, even every moment that we can. If we become like that, we will be transformed and we will be new people. Being like God means feeling, thinking, and doing as God does. How does God feel when he looks at us, at me? You want compassion, wisdom? Ask yourself that question and do the homework. One last point. Not every, but most great religions have a great leader at their helm. And even the Baha'is have Baha'u'llah, who was a great leader and who is according to the Baha'is, the current receptor of speaking and representing God. They believe in continuing revelation. In my faith also, Family Federation, Unificationism, Universal Peace Federation, we believe that our current leader, Holy Mother Han, as she was referred to, is revealing ongoing revelation. And we pay close attention to the words that she shares that help us with our own hearts. In particular, as a woman leader, she really focuses in on the heart of God and on sharing that heart with everyone. So I wish that for all of you here, that you can understand the heart and the love that God has for all of us. Blessings to all of you, and thank you.
Thank you. I now call on Reverend Massimo Carpino, Minister of the Church of Scientology for over 3 decades and President of the L. Ron Hubbard Foundation. Reverend Carpino, we welcome you.
Thank you. Really a great opportunity to be here and talk, and thank you very much for your presence here. And I would like to offer, sorry, I think it's still in Italian and translated in English, so I prefer to put it in writing. I would like to offer my contribution from a different viewpoint, addressing the root of violence from scientific viewpoint. When we look at the problems in our world, drug abuse, crime, discrimination, betrayal, violence, and war, we usually treat them as a separate issues. But what if they are all come from the same root? I believe they do. That is why Interfaith Harmony Weeks matters. Behind our different beliefs and tradition, we share a responsibility, and that is to increase understanding. At the heart of our crisis is the great gradual weakening of a simple human ability, the ability to clearly recognize what is right and what is wrong. When that weakens, behavior becomes irrational, not according to politics or ideology, but according to common sense. This loss does not happen overnight. At one end of the human spectrum are individuals who act with moral clarity and courage, people like Mahatma Gandhi. At the other extreme are those who completely lost moral awareness, such as Adolf Hitler. Most of humanity lives somewhere in between, and many do not realize when reason weakens and reactive behavior begins to rise. Cheating, addiction, discrimination, violence, these are not random acts. These are signs of deeper insanity. This is where the discovery of the reactive mind by L. Ron Hubbard after 27 years of research becomes important. This discovery was published in the book Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. He explained that every person has a reactive mind, a part of the mind that stores painful experiences, fear, humiliation, trauma, anger. Later, those stored experiences can push a person to react without awareness. The reactive mind does not think, it does not reason, it only reacts. And when accumulated pain overrides reason, human behavior becomes unpredictable. As long as people act from unresolved pain stored in the reactive mind, lasting change in the society will be very difficult. Much discrimination and violence are not based on present reality, but on past conditioning that continue to influence behavior. This is why understanding is so powerful. Understanding reduces fear, and when fear decreases, reactive behavior weakens. Ron Hubbard once said, one day when we can fully trust each other, there will be peace on earth. But trust requires predictability, and predictability requires individuals who respond rationally instead of reacting emotionally. Peace is not complicated. It is one word, understanding. What complicates life is a mind trapped in reaction to a past that no longer exists. When individuals regain moral clarity, when they respond instead of react, they restore responsibility, stability, and trust. And when enough individuals do this, community begin to change. The root of our shared crisis is reactive minds. overpowering moral awareness. During this Interfaith Harmony Week, let us increase understanding not only between religions, but within ourselves. Restore mental clarity and you restore responsibility. Restore responsibility and you restore peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Marino. Now call on Dr. Monica Sanchez, founder of the UN-accredited Miss Maricom International Foundation, an advocate for women's empowerment and youth development. Dr. Sanchez, the floor is yours.
It's actually Miss Maricom Foundation. Acknowledging Guruji and the Bahai community. Madam Chair, greetings, distinguished delegate, faith leaders, excellency, and my brothers and sisters in humanity, peace be with you. Today we gather not merely as representative of nations, religion, organization, but as representative of the human heart. World Interfaith Harmony Week reminds us that peace will never begin in treaties. Peace begins in the soul. As a Christian and a global chaplain, I was taught that sacred space is not first in a building. It is condition of the heart. In the Gospel Luke 17:21, Jesus says, "The kingdom of God is within you." This means that before we can build harmony in the world, we must first build sanctuary within ourselves. In creating sacred space is created when we choose love over fear. Not when it is easy, but when it is costly. Not when it's comfortable, but when it transforms us. When a mother forgives, yes. When a community protects the vulnerable, yes. When a stranger becomes a neighbor, definitely. When dignity is given to someone, society forgets. In Christianity, Christ did not build temples of stone. He built temples of people. He sat with the rejected. He spoke with the outcast. He healed the broken in body and spirit. And in doing so, he showed us holiness is not separation from humanity. Holiness is compassion within humanity. Awakening the heart to compassion. Compassion is not sympathy. Sympathy observes suffering. Compassion enters it. The Bible tells us in Matthew 5:7, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall offer mercy." Mercy is a language each religion understands. In my humanitarian work, whether it's in school among youth, women in crisis, children in poverty, or family facing mental health struggle, I have learned one truth. People do not first need solution. They need to be seen. Because when human beings feel invisible, violence begins. But when human feels valued, peace begins in the world. Wisdom and inner transformation. The world is full of information, but starving for wisdom. Wisdom is not intelligence. Wisdom is love, guided by truth. The scripture tells us in Romans 12:2, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Transformation is the foundation of harmony. We cannot legislate compassion. If hearts remain hardened, we cannot negotiate peace. If souls remain wounded, we cannot build unity. Identity depends on the vision. True interfaith harmony is not erasing the belief. It is purifying the intention. God did not create diversity as a problem to solve. He created it as a beauty to honor. The Christian call to global harmony. Jesus gave a simple commandment: love your neighbor as yourself. In Mark 12:31, he did not define neighbor by religion, nationality, race, or ideology. He simply says, in the story of the peacemaker, the blueprint of the United Nations, not uniformity, but moral courage, not tolerance, but genuine care, not coexistence, but brotherhood and sisterhood. Closing today, I invite all of us, regardless of faith tradition, to create sacred space in three ways. In our thoughts, by choosing understanding over judgment. In our words, by choosing healing over harm. In our action, by choosing service over self. Because when the heart awakens, humanity awakens. And when humanity awakens, peace is no longer an aspiration. It becomes our shared nature, as scripture reminds us. Blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called children of God. Thank you. I'm looking at my time.
Thank you so much. I now invite Julie Hatulan, devoted servant leader at the First Baptist Church of Melbourne. Julie, please proceed.
Distinguished faith leaders, honored guests, our valued partners, brothers and sisters, what Reverend Kaufman said, and Brother Sean said that we all come from one, right? So, to all brothers and sisters in the Lord. So, what is really World Interfaith Harmony Week? It is a time that we are all reminded of a truth, both simple and revolutionary. Peace is not merely a political goal. Indeed, it is a spiritual responsibility. That's why we're here. So it was established in the United Nations in 2010. This global observance every year affirms something profound. Lasting peace does not begin in treaties, policies, or negotiations. It begins in the human heart. We live in a time of extraordinary advancement, yet with deep fragmentation. We connect across the world with continents in seconds, yet we struggle to connect across differences in our very own neighborhoods. We convene global summits and draft historic resolutions, yet mistrust, fear, and resentment often remain untouched within us. We live in a time of chaos, we live in a time of a lot of conflicts. Sorry. And with the theme being said, awakening the heart and creating sacred space. Sacred space really begins from ourselves. Sacred space is not first a structure or some stone or glass. It is a condition of consciousness. Sacred space is created whenever we choose listening over judgment, understanding over fear, dialogue over division. It is born the moment we recognize the sacred dignity of another human being. Even when they worship differently, different interfaiths, we speak differently around the world, or believe differently. Across traditions, we are one. One, we come from one parents, Adam and Eve. We're all brothers and sisters. And in a world facing conflicts, as I mentioned earlier, climate crisis, inequality, and deep polarization, this convergence is not optional. It is essential. Allow me to offer an image from Earth. I was attending a service last Sunday, and he talked about the redwood tree, right? The redwood tree, the majestic coast redwood tree, are among the tallest being in Earth. They rise hundreds of feet into the sky, but their roots is only 6 to 12 feet, right? And you wonder how they're able to surpass and stand the violence, storm, and winds. But what is it? What do they have? They intertwine with each other under why they survive. The strong winds and the violent storms. Do we, human beings, do that? Can we surpass or survive all these conflicts, this war, famine, and all those issues going around the world, even in our own local communities, the ice and everything, right? We know that. So the roots intertwine with neighboring trees. They form a vast underground network of shared stability. They stand not because they grow deep, but they grow more with together. I know Charlene is already making a sign for my time. I think that 4 minutes was so short. Okay, then let me talk about peace. Peace will not endure because of one nation stands strong alone. It will endure when our roots, our shared values of compassion, justice, mercy, and human dignity intertwine like the redwood tree. When we reject isolation, when we recognize that the security of one depends upon the security of all. When we see diversity not as a threat, but a strength, compassion is our intertwined root system. It stabilizes us in moments of social storm. It asks not, how do I win? Everybody's competing, right? So, but how do we stand together? Wisdom is what Reverend Geller said is equally essential. Redwoods do not resist the wind with rigidity. They bend. Their flexibility allows them to endure without breaking, and the same way wisdom does. Not require abandoning conviction. It requires holding conviction with humility. Wisdom allows us to pause before reacting and to ask, what being lies beneath this anger? What fear lies beneath this hostility? That pause, that moment of restraint and reflection is a sacred space. And when we arrived at the most demanding dimension of our theme, inner transformation, it is easier to advocate for global harmony than to examine our own prejudices. It is easier to criticize the system and to confront resentment in our own hearts. Yet, lasting peace requires personal courage. We must ask ourselves, where have I judged without understanding? Where have I allowed stereotypes to shape my thinking? Where have I remained silent when dignity was threatened? The longest journey any of us will ever take is what? It's from the head to the heart. Information does not guarantee compassion. Education does not automatically produce empathy. Transformation occurs when knowledge softens into wisdom that deepens into love. So today, let us recommit not only to global harmony, but to personal transformation. Because the future of peace is not only negotiated at conference rooms, but it is nurtured in sacred spaces within us. I thank you.
Thank you to all of our speakers for sharing their reflections. It's only GCI.
Can you send the
Link. Actually, we're not. Oh, you did do it? Oh, I think you did the GCI.
Because Charlie, are you live streaming?
Oh, yeah.
Can you send the link?
We're
Can you
just
send the
live
link?
and the Zoom, but we're not doing
Is it on his Facebook? So just
You can
tell
send
him
it
his
when it's
Facebook.
done.
I would like to send to Pastor Joy.
Okay.
His Facebook page, they can have it
Yeah, I'll go on the
on his Facebook page, if he's doing it. He did
Send
it.
me the link.
Yes.
I have it on YouTube right now.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, link.
What's the name of it?
Just search up.
What is the YouTube you're using right now? Send me the link.
The name.
Can you write it for me? I'll send you the link.
We have a lot of people online.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Minimum 200,000.
Right now? Oh.
How much? How many?
I have 200,000 people in week.
Including
I will multiply.
That's really?
In few days it will go.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel and he did live.
Yeah, they could join.
Yeah.
That's really? That's really?
Okay, to help us weave together the diverse perspectives we have heard, Guruji, we invite you to give a brief synthesis of today's reflections.
So I'll make key less, why we are gathering here. I see my long time friends, especially Raj, Joy, Monica, Maximo, and Mary Geller, and Kaufman, Family Federation, Family, Manhattan Church, UPF, Women's Federation also. I remember 45 years back, when I was traveling in India, Bahai was one of the organizations involved. The Dharma Kumaris. And in 90s I met Unification Church. They came to my Interfaith event in Kochi. I want to say what the name. Kettle was there. John Gale was pioneer in this community events. Then I know Frank Kaufman through IRF. I see the newsletter or magazine. And when I came here, I met those people. I came to America, a suitcase, a ticket, nothing else. Somebody sponsored, I came here. It was hard because I cannot understand language. Accent is different. So I had to educate myself to start things. To start teaching yoga classes, meditation classes. Became a climbing instructor. I was trained by Indian Army, but I don't think I'll get a job in America. And slowly implemented climbing and yoga, interfaith and yoga, interfaith and climbing. If we mix it, try to get maximum religious leaders to my event. Every month put programs. The shell came to the Millennium Religious Summit at the UN by Swami Bahai Maharaj. He brought the shell, opened the ceremony. Then I became his caretaker. He was 123 and he passed away. He can breathe through his eyes, he can swallow his tongue, he do a lot of things. And I met most of the VIPs through him. So he asked me, what do you want to implement? I said, yoga day. Okay, come to the UN. Went to the UN, met the Secretary General, we started. This is where he started. And a lot of interreligious leaders around the world, traveling different countries. So one thing I want to say, our life is very short. We can fight forever, but we are not going to achieve anything. Even we are supposed to have some other people here, they disappear. Normal. I did thousands of events in my life. Go through the process. Some people may understand, some people may not. So we have to accommodate. Sometimes when we put programs, some organizations won't get along with others. This person is not good, that person is not good. These all are our mindset. Any of our event, when we organize event, we make sure it's inclusive. Raj knows and he knows. Yeah, that's important. Like the Maximo brought me to the house in New Jersey, gave me 2 books. One is about photography, one is gardening. Both I started from my childhood. They just came. I just went through the page to know who wrote this one, how his ability to write. So I acknowledge right that those 2 books are in my library. I don't put all the books in my library immediately. I look, are they useful for the future generation? That's why we do resolutions in the New York State Assembly and Senate. Even at the UN, you are part of it. How many people met King Abdullah? Only me. So many times I met. So we talk with the ambassadors or UN officials, give ideas to implement resolutions. And those resolutions we take to the state level and implement as a resolution and the bill. Like a Diwali holiday bill for the New York City. Now we are working on other bills. Today morning, once late people called me, can you do a holy resolution? I said, yeah, of course. We are working on different celebrations because we had to celebrate every single culture. That's why we learn it. When you go to another country, you learn how to eat their food. Maybe with the hand, maybe with the fork, chopsticks. You learn something new. And slowly you appreciate the language and the culture. So by birth, we are human beings. But after death, we don't know what we are going to be. There is no guarantee for it. Some people argue we don't have an afterlife. I don't think so. Yes. Entire universe controlled by something. Just forget about the religious background. We may have to upgrade or update our theology itself. We don't know who is the first person on this entire universe. We heard from other masters, and their theology can change any time. Otherwise, we won't have so many religions. That means all the religions are man-made, but spirituality exists in the universe. That's the beauty about Hindu philosophy or Buddhism. I'll say Buddhism is the fulfillment of Hinduism. Buddha was a Hindu king, and he started meditating. He saw the real life in his own people, so he wanted to meditate and contemplate. Then he brought his own philosophy. And people made that name as a Buddhism. He never said, make a Buddhism. Or Jesus never said Christianity. Jesus belonged to everybody, not only for Christians, for everybody. So all the great beings on this earth made for us to remind the beauty of life, how to lead our life. So sometimes we forget. That's also a blessing for us. If you think all the past experience, if you're remembering, you will be in the psychiatric department, in the hospital. So you have to forget a lot of things. So wherever you go, take good teachings and implement it in your life. If you want to eat vegetarian food, eat. If you want to eat non-vegetarian food, eat. If that food can digest properly, that's the best food. Otherwise, we cannot say, like people drink milk so much and they get problems because we are not supposed to drink milk after a certain period of time. So we have to learn, be practical. So this is the point we have to remember. We have to make a society in a blissful state. Whatever UN or any government, if they have to upgrade the system, we have to tell the leaders, please update our system. Don't get scared about it. Thank you.
Thank you for that unifying reflection, Guruji. We now transition from reflection to dialogue. I invite our speakers to join me for a moderated conversation. As we move into this discussion, I invite concise responses so that we may also hear from our audience. Our opening question is, in practical terms, how can individuals create sacred space within their own communities, especially in times of division and uncertainty? Each panelist, I invite a response of approximately 1 minute. Anyone who wants to go first?
Yes. Hello. Namaste again, everyone. We can create a sacred space within us by constantly remembering whose we are. That we are children of the highest God. Each one is a unique creation. No one fingerprint is alike. So we have been sent on this earth to fulfill our worldly obligation and be a blessing to all people. So we have to remind ourselves, practice the awakening in our heart, to be aware of who we really are.
Thank you so much. Anyone wants to go next?
My response to the question is that, the question is, how can we create sacred space in our communities, correct?
Yes.
There's two things we need to study and accomplish. One is that we have to learn how to create sacred space within. One of our speakers, Ms. Karkam, or I'm sorry, commented on that. So we have to know how to create sacred space within and be constantly vigilant that it grows. But the next thing we have to know is the dynamic of expansion. We have to know the divine way in which something goes from smaller to bigger. So there are people that do accomplish peace in their lives, but how to make that the next level out, next level out, next level out. There is a way in God's economy whereby things grow properly. And this is another study that spiritual people have to learn and apply and become good at. Thank you.
Thank you.
In creating sacred spaces, we live today in America in a climate of hostility, anxiety, fear, especially because of the migrant situation that's going on. And so in our own community, people don't walk with a sign on their shoulder that says, I'm a citizen, I'm a migrant, I'm a whatever. I think that if we just create in ourselves first the humility to be kind and respectful and mindful and thoughtful to the people that we encounter on the bus or in the train or on the street or in our neighborhoods, and give that respect to them, I think that alone in itself is creating a safe space, because someone may approach you if you look approachable and if you're kind and receptive, and that person may really need a sacred space, and you may be that sacred space. So I think that is something that we could think about because of the temperature of our environment now.
It's interesting that when we look at all the problems that we are facing in our world, at the end or at the beginning, there is the individual. The individual, each individual is responsible for creating the problem to some degree. This period is not society, it's not the entity or something like that, it's the individual. And when we say peace starts with me, it's so true. But what is the enemy that fight against the individual to create that kind of peace? Because any problem that we have in society today, who created that problem is the individual. So that's why what I said before is very important, because this discovery about human behavior, because why he reacts so irrationally. How many times we read newspaper, husband come back home, kill the wife, kill the children, kill himself. What the hell? Did you witness this, right? How is possible that someone harm a hand and kill the wife or kill? That is impossible to think about. But the reactive mind that I talked before, and that is the discovery, incredible discovery, is so powerful because all his power is all the pain that you accumulate in your life. And there is this little booklet that I was given before, this one, that's a one thing very, very true. He said basically, you have to live in present time to be sane. It's so true because it's not only true, it's also scientifically discovered that when you live in present time, you are sane. And actually, through the discovery of Mr. Abel, he discovered that 75% of your attention is in the past, not in present time. So to recover that is the real job. And when you are in present time, you can see the reality, see if there is threat or not, and react correctly for what is happening. That's all.
Thank you.
So,
Can I make a comment?
we have all this great, go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to kind of piggyback off what Dr. Kaufman said about internally we need to find peace within ourselves and harmony. But there's a way externally that things must grow. Part of that is agreement. We need to come to understand each other and how each of us has developed our mind and heart. And we need to agree, because if we are to have peace in this world, we cannot do it without agreement. And our founders, Reverend and Dr. Moody, have advocated for peace zones where people of like mind come together to create a safe space. For example, on the demarcation between North and South Korea, they have advocated for that. Here in America, we could do the same thing in difficult, high crime areas, for example, to create safe spaces like that. So that's what I wanted to advocate.
So, thank you, Shirley, for allowing me, because I had finished my whole message earlier. But anyway, at its core, a sacred space is where, number one, the heart feels safe to soften, compassion is welcome, wisdom can be heard, and inner transformation becomes possible.
Thank you. Thank you for those reflections. We will now open the floor for questions from our in-person audience. If you have any question, please raise your hand. Kindly keep your question concise so that we may hear from several participants. Anyone wants to ask a question? Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So if I may, my name is Nicole Barth, and I'm the Director of Community Affairs at the Church of Scientology, New York. I just wanted to thank you all for this panel, and I apologize for being a little slow with my walking. But one of the things I admire most about the Bahai mission and panels like this is really the beauty of what I feel makes New York, New York, which is having all of these beliefs, these faiths, these ideas of spirituality come together. So I suppose, and forgive me if this has already been brought up, how do you feel we can all come together even more to bring our communities, together, to support each other, to embrace the fact that religious freedom is really what makes New York so special?
Thank you so much. Anyone wants to?
Anybody from God, home journey?
Hi, my name is Supriya and I'm from Master G community. You got that little card and the little book. The question that you have asked, this is the question that we are also kind of struggling with here in America. And I'm so glad, I'm so thankful to Guruji, Dilip sir, and all of you. And I just feel that I belong here because the points that all of you have brought up are so important for an ordinary human being who is living in this chaos these days. And we are also, as a community, we have created a sacred space locally, very small though, and where all the religion people from different kind of, you have different perspectives about life, and you're welcome there. And we have a discussion, and we have question answers based on the teachings of like Master G, because our community is all inclusive. We have people from a different kind of faiths, and the core idea that we are trying to give everybody is that we talk about peace, we talk about compassion here, we talk about gentlemen, I'm sorry, I don't remember the names, so pardon me for that, that the longing for the God, that is the core, and that is the purpose of our birth. But an ordinary human being who is dealing with so many things, talk to him that, you know why you are here? You're here to be one with the God, to realize God in your own life. And he'll say, let me deal with my stress first. I want to, the checklist is pretty long, and then I'll think about God. So so what we are bringing to the society is not separate. That you can be one, and all these virtues and values that all the respected people talk about, they are already inside of us, already. The only thing required for all of us which we have forgot to know about who am I. We are reading the books, we are doing PhDs, we are doing researches, but we forgot to do the research on my own self. What am I? Why these emotions are coming from? Where? Where is that God? What is the mind? Why am I not able to live in the heart and live the teachings of the masters of all the different faiths why we are here for? So yeah. So this is how when we kind of spread this message and share it with everybody, people are kind of connecting to it, and they are coming forward and giving us an opportunity to share. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Shall
Okay.
the first time in our group, so they want to see how they can work with us.
Thank you so much. So as we approach the close of our dialogue, I invite the panelists to offer one sentence. What gives you hope for interfaith harmony? Who wants to go first?
I'll go
I can
first.
say,
You go.
I can say very simple that peace, as I said before, is understanding. And when you break down what understanding is composed by, we have three factors: affinity, reality, and communication. So I can say that as long as we continue to communicate, there will not be war, no fighting. But we have to continue to communicate. And that is very good for this panel, because obviously we communicate. And that is the base for avoid any kind of war, any kind of fight. Just continue to communicate. Thank you.
So I'll say, get up 4 o'clock in the morning, meditate, do some yoga, and relax. And make sure, begin the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, and end the day with love. That's the way to go.
I would say be mindful of your thoughts, your action, and your words. And just be mindful of that you are your brother's keeper, and keep that in mind. And so that you can create that space, love, understanding, and peace. Just like good, and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and watch the sunrise.
4 o'clock. You know, sleep or not, I'm up.
Bye.
I wanted hope for interfaith harmony, and then Guruji said I have to get up at 4, and I ruined my hope. No, that's not true. But apart from that, my hope for interfaith harmony is that spiritual paths, religions themselves, they all originate in God above. And the more and more we practice, the closer and closer we get to God. God is one, and so harmony is surely our destiny. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
My hope for interfaith harmony is that we think we're children of God. We only have one parent. No matter how you look like, quality of our hearts as family, we're one family under God. Amen.
Thank you for that concluding statement. Thank you for that concluding statement.
That's why.
Okay.
Be kind to yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'd like to say, to create harmony, we need to act with love. The more that love acts, the more it expands. So eternity comes from love alone.
All right. Thank you so much. So as we bring our formal program to a close, it is my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Graciela Soto. Dr. Soto is a clinical. She's supposed to be online. She's supposed to be online.
And now Steve, any word from you? Steve.
Oh, Steve, okay.
Yeah, happy to hear.
Yes, yes.
Maybe that's Steve.
Happy to hear so many beautiful reflections. I think on my side, maybe just as a quick closing, I would definitely echo my fellow panelists' reflections around the need to kind of take these values and intentions and put them into action. We're in such a beautiful room filled with wonderful people who are practicing putting our values and our faiths into action. So I implore you all to connect with each other and find ways in which our time and energy can be put forward in building something and co-creating something beautiful together. So thank you guys so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Steve. On behalf of Dr. Soto, I now invite Julie Hatulan to provide the final remarks or closing remarks.
So, Dr. Graciela was stuck at work. She's a doctor in the hospital. So, I made closing remarks quick, and I hope this will resonate in your hearts and take it into your homes and communities. So, I would say that as we close this meeting, may we carry with us more than ideas. May we carry intentions. Today, we did more than gather. We created a sacred place, isn't it? A sacred space where hearts could open, wisdom could surface, and compassion could be felt. Let us remember that the true work begins now in our hearts. Peace starts with me. So it is how we listen and how we respond and how we choose understanding over division and love, as what Guru said, over fear. May the peace we touch here continue within us. May the compassion we practice extend beyond these walls. And may the transformation we begin today ripple toward into our homes, into our world and communities. And I'll leave you with a metaphor like the redwood, standing firm through the storm. May our roots intertwine in compassion, our presence rise in wisdom, and our shared humanity anchor us in hope. So may we leave not only inspired but transformed. May our hearts be awakened. May our communities become sacred spaces. And may the compassion we cultivate today become the peace the world experiences tomorrow. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Julie. I now pass on the floor to Dr. Monica Sanchez.
Yes. I want to congratulate Guru Ji on always being so steadfast, committed to this forum and this program and this topic. Today, I want to present him with the United Nations NGO NCIF Peace Award. Because everything that he does is peace. Peace walks before him, peace goes before him. And it comes with a letter, and I will read the letter while you receive your award here. Congratulations. Yeah, so they could see it right there. All right. It says the United Nations Platinum Who's Who. On behalf of the United Nations accredited NGO, Ms. Carcom International Foundation, it is with great honor and profound admiration that we congratulate you on being selected as the recipient of the Platinum Who's Who, the Ultimate in Achievement Award. And I won't go read the whole thing, and it says, the Platinum Who's Who Award reflects our acknowledgement of your remarkable accomplishment, integrity, and the legacy you continue to build through action compassion, whose action has an enduring mark on the world. Congratulations. Yes. Picture? Yes, that's how you
My picture?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Ready? 1, 2. Got it. Got it.
Thank you very much.
I'll now pass the floor to Miss Julie. As part of the World Yoga Community group, I would like to thank Kaylin. Let's give him a little applause. Slides, all this program through this wall that you see right now. Thank you so much, Kaylin, and we really appreciate it.
Do you want to be in the picture?
And the next one is we will be giving our speakers the certificate of appreciation.
Got it.
Okay, start here. Steve Chu, this is for you. This is for you. I'll show it to him. Steve, right here.
That's
See
very
it?
sweet. Thank you so much. I'll take it. Next,
Yeah,
I will see you
and
guys. So much love.
let me start with Geller. Exactly. Reverend Geller, right here for the picture with
You want to join?
Excuse me. Excuse me, please. Picture? Sorry.
Yeah.
So, representing as part of a World Yoga Community, we really appreciate your time and effort in being with us this afternoon. In behalf of Guruji, World Yoga Community, this is your certificate of appreciation. I'm glad. All right, this is next.
Should we take everyone coming together and take a photo?
Yes, but
Give very fast. That way.
I'll give fast. Oh, okay. Can I have Reverend Bujan?
So where do we get?
Yeah, there's your closing. So we have to have pictures with everybody. Reverend Gary, don't leave yet. So thank you so much, Reverend.
Hold on. Wait. Got it.
All right.
Wait. You want this way?
Okay,
Yeah,
this way.
this is confusing. Sorry. Wait. Come here, please. Got it.
Okay, so
Take a group photo.
we have here Miss Joy, Bishop Harriet. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, Joy.
We get it? Please.
Reverend Geller.
Tutsi.
It's good.
Hey, Maria Rigner, come here.
Hold up. Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Apel unta.
Another one. Take another picture. Reverend.
Yeah, just I'm kind of busy. I'm occupied.
Reverend Carino. Reverend Massimo Carino. I thought you didn't have it, but you got it. I don't have to pass by your church.
Okay. You want to get it, Monica?
Monica, por favor.
Okay. Are you ready? Wait. Got it.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
There's a closing. Reverend Frank Kaufman. Can you lead? Yay, come here. Guruji, you want to join for the picture? All right.
We have that.
So, Reverend Kaufman, thank you so much.
Ready?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, wait.
Thank you very much.
Take a picture.
Yes. Yeah, one more, please. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I mean, you ready?
Yes.
Got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
And did you get yours, Guruji?
How come I sign my certificate?
No, I thank you as your co-organizer.
Some of
Thank you.
you. Frank.
Guruji,
Some people stand in the back.
We have a closing statement, final closing before we go. So, hold on. Are you done with the presenting?
yes,
certificate?
everybody
Alright.
got their certificate. I hope
Okay.
you did.
Just for the final closing, can we just Great. All right. Distinguished guests, may I have your attention, please?
Attention, please.
Distinguished guests, excellencies, faith leaders, and colleagues. Today's observance has demonstrated that sacred space is not merely ceremonial. It is intentional. It is created when we choose dialogue over division, understanding over assumption, and principled leadership over indifference. Harmony among religions and cultures does not occur by chance. It is built through discipline, humility, and sustained commitment. May we leave here not only inspired, but entrusted to build sacred space wherever we stand. On behalf of our organizers and partners, I extend sincere appreciation for your presence and engagement. This concludes our World Interfaith Harmony Week 2026 celebration. Let us move forward with clarity of purpose, unity of spirit, and unwavering commitment to the peace we are called to build. Thank you.